Now we're going to set up AAA. That's Authentication, Authorization, and Accounting. We support, or PicOS supports, Tacx Plus and Radius for this function. So Tacx Plus, Terminal Access Controller Access Control System, is a security protocol that is an enhancement to the original Tacx protocol. In essence, it contains encryption. So Tacx Plus is all that you would be using anywhere. The protocol is similar to the Radius protocol. It uses the client-server model to communicate with the network authentication server and the Tacx Plus server to achieve a user's AAA management goals. So if the Tacx Plus server is reachable and the Tacx Plus server is configured, the system uses Tacx for authentication. Access will be denied on failure. After a successful login, if the Tacx Plus server goes down, the user will be logged out and asked to relog in. The switch generates a syslog message and does nothing else. There is something we can set up called local authentication fallback, and it can be configured to perform local authentication authorization if the Tacx server is unavailable. So if both Tacx Plus and Radius are configured at the same time, Tacx Plus will take priority for authentication on that switch. Multiple AAA servers can be configured, but only one server can be used at a time. There are a few differences between Tacx Plus and Radius validation. If user validation on one Tacx Plus server fails, it will switch to another reachable Tacx Plus server and validate the user automatically. However, if you're using Radius servers, the server with the lowest IP address will be used for user validation. If user validation fails on that server, other reachable Radius servers will not be used. So not quite the same as Tacx Plus, where it will try other servers if the validation fails on one. So if the AAA server is unreachable, users who are logged in will be logged out of the CLI interface if they execute a command that requires authorization. All right, so let's get into how to configure these. So first of all, we're going to cover Tacx. So to set up Tacx Plus, we're going to do set. So first of all, we have to be in configuration mode. So set system AAA Tacx Plus disable. Now this is a little different about our operating system. You'll see this quite a bit. This is the first time we've seen it in configuration thus far. The command is set system AAA Tacx Plus disable, and we tell it we either want to enable it, meaning disable false, or disable true. Disable true is the default. Okay, so we just now enabled it. Now we're also going to set our AAA Tacx Plus key. We're just going to make something up. And we're going to set our destination. And we can set a second one. We can also set a source interface. And in this case, we're going to set it to ETH0. And lastly, we're going to go ahead and set that system fallback. Just in case our network isn't available, we still want to allow people to get into the system. So local auth fallback disable false. So that makes it true. And then commit it. All right. Now that's just for authentication. Now if we want to set up authorization for Tacx Plus, we have to put in another command, authorization true. And it's already set in our defaults. So we tried to put it in, it's already set, so authorization is on by default, and as long as you have that set up properly on the Tacx Plus server, then we will ensure that the user that logs in with Tacx Plus, we also will check against which commands they are allowed to run and which ones they aren't. All right, the last one is accounting. AAA, Tacx Plus, accounting, true. And the same value is already set there as well. So at least that's the defaults on 3.5. We are running 3.5. So both of those are set. So as soon as you enable Tacx, then you can do a show system AAA, Tacx Plus, and it does show you what is set. Disable false, meaning that it is on. We have two servers specified. We have a key, and our source interface is ETH0. All right, now how do we set up Radius? I can do CLS to clear my screen anytime. Nice little thing to have just to kind of clean up as you're working on a system. So set system AAA, these commands look pretty similar. Authorization, disable false. Set radius authorization. Set system, see? Server IP. And commit. Set system. We're going to turn on accounting now. Give it a server IP as well. The same one. And then we need to specify a key for this. Commit it. And then show system AAA radius. It will show us what has been set in a slightly different format, but that is the extent of it. All right. Happy authorizing.